Hi everyone, welcome back to CJD Networking. I'm Chris Levy. Today I'm going to be talking about access ports and trunk ports on switches and explain the difference between the two. To do this, I'm going to also talk about VLANs a little bit. I'm going to try and keep this as basic as I can, but obviously there are going to be words that are unavoidable. So what we're going to do, just briefly explain about VLANs if you don't know about them, and then we can go on to talk about how they work with access and trunk ports. So first of all, a VLAN is a virtual LAN or a virtual local area network. It's a way of separating networks across one or multiple physical devices. So we've got two switches here. So the top switch here has three networks going into it. So if I show first on the left here, we've got our VLAN 20 for our accounts here. Over to the right here, we have our VLAN 10 for the sales department. And lastly, down here, we have our VLAN 50, which is used for our file server or servers in general. Now, we've got more VLANs here on the second switch too. So if you imagine the first switch being on a different floor in the building to the second switch, but you are sharing teams across those two floors. So you might have up here, you might have Bob in accounts wants to talk to Veronica here on the different floor in accounts. So these machines are both in the same network or the same virtual network, which is called VLAN ID 20. And same here with sales. We have a sales PC here on one floor and these three on the other floor. And they want to belong to the same network, but we want those networks to be isolated between the two. So between accounts and between sales, we don't want the machines to be able to see each other. We want to be able to control that traffic. We keep them segregated in different networks. Of course, we can make them talk to each other, but we'd have to do that on the router up here, which in another video I can explain about inter-VLAN routing. But for now, we're going to stick with these VLANs and explaining what an access and a trunk port does. So simplistically, if you think of all the end devices, so PCs, printers, servers, that sort of stuff, they typically go into an access port. So let's take this port here. This port here is configured to be a member of VLAN 20. So any PC or laptop or device that plugs into that port will physically be on the same network as all the other devices in the accounts network. And the only ports that will be configured as trunks here and here are the uplink between the two switches. This trunk carries all the VLANs here. So what happens is when the traffic comes out of one switch and goes this way, it will encapsulate the packet, the data packet, with the ID number of the VLAN it belongs to. So it will say, I'm an accounts packet coming from an accounts PC. Let's stick 20 onto my packet. That packet is tagged with that ID of that VLAN. And then when it gets to its destination switch, it's then decapsulated and placed on the network that is the same as the VLAN ID number. So that's really it, really. So trunks, you just have to remember that trunks are typically used for uplinks to another switch or to a router, whilst access ports are typically used just to plug into an end device, not another network device. And those access ports are members of that network. So that is all configured on the switch itself. There's no configuration on devices to say what member VLAN member they belong to. It's configured on the switch itself, on the interface itself, and any device that plugs into that port will pick up that network. Lastly, we'll talk about this router. So this router here has a trunk back to the switch, and again it's just tagged. This is known as routing on a stick because it's just one cable going to the router, which I'll talk about in another video. And that router is the way that traffic gets between the two networks. So if you've got a PC here in VLAN 10 going into a switch, it won't just go out to PC on the other VLAN like it would do if it was on the same network, but instead it is going back to the router, and the router is then forwarding that data, that packet, to the destination network. And so the packet will come back in and it would be decapsulated, and that packet will be dropped onto the network of its destination. Yeah, so guys, don't forget to comment below whether you liked it. If you didn't like it, let me know why so I can improve in future. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Cheers guys, bye.